Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Joe the Chocobo, and I am back, and we're doing something a little bit different for this whole week, I think, in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And so, what we'll be doing is, with the exception of Choco Fortune, which I believe is going to be out tomorrow without any issues, hopefully, we're going to be doing this week as a hardcore week. We don't really do much with hardcore. Um, and I don't know, it's something that we literally just don't do, and I'm actually quite interested to see whether or not I can actually do this, because it's something I've always struggled with in the past and I haven't done terribly well in, and so I would love to have another shot at not being terrible at it. But for the time being, I think that's okay. Yeah, for the time being, let's give it a shot. I am going to be using the Scorpion right off the bat. We're not going to be using the 5.7 because I do still want to get some time in with other guns. I have been trying to avoid playing too much 5.7 because I know it's not a good thing to do before you get into a new COD. I've done that before, where I got really just BFFy with a gun, but that has a significant number of issues in doing so. Although I will be using this mode to also try and grind a little bit of those headshots, those challenges for certain weapons. But yeah, let's just... I'm really hoping I just don't get absolutely crushed, which that guy was not terribly good at aiming, but that's okay. And... oh man, I thought that was our teammate. Wow. Well, that's the thing. Since we don't... okay, and by we I mean, like, since, you know, well, I probably shouldn't speak for them, but I am not good at I'm not good at hardcore at all. I am actually really bad at this mode. You would think that like anything that I am able to do in regular would at least in some way, shape, or form translate over into hardcore, but generally speaking, it does not. It's pretty rough, but hopefully. Really? Okay. And you don't even get to see the death cam or anything, so this is gonna be a rough week for me, guys. If you're me like, oh, you know, we want to see like godly plays, you're probably not gonna see that this week. This for me is just kind of it's a fun little experiment. It's something that I don't do often, and it's a nice change of pace. And what's more is it does open up my mind in terms of I think differently about certain kinds of things, certain aspects of the game, which I think is so incredibly important, especially when you start getting into a different game, a new release coming up, because getting used to how certain like things feel, being able to adapt, I think is a huge part of how people can theoretically get better at for new releases and stuff like that. So definitely something I'm going to be trying to play pretty carefully for a while. You're probably not going to see terribly aggressive play, but you'll see some aggressive plays. We'll have to see. Oh man, but yeah, we'll see. Uh, I know I'm struggling so hard, and I'm struggling for all the wrong reasons. And one thing that I did kind of realize, now obviously this may not translate to Advanced Warfare just because, you know, it's a different game and different games have different things, but really, Death Machine and War Machine care packs, really? Okay, that's a really weird combo. Ooh. But hardcore TDM and hardcore in general, the attitude is so vastly different from standard, from core, that it's actually kind of neat to think about what guns, honestly, you need to just learn to work with for hardcore, because there are certain things that are just so they shine. They just are absolutely fantastic on hardcore, especially burst fire weapons, because you just let loose one round and you're pretty much in the clear. But then you get these weird things like the weird things like certain kinds of assault rifles that go fairly slowly, and they just get absolutely crushed. And so it's something that is always fun to consider and also work around. But yeah, I'm not built for this kind of stuff, because since I'm a positional player, you would think that maybe that's a good thing for you, but in COD, if you are a positional player and you don't have their mini map sort of distracting them almost, you are actually at a disadvantage. And not only are you at a disadvantage in that way, but you're actually at a disadvantage for two different reasons. If you're a positional player, number one, you are basically made or broken by kind of quick exchanges and stuff like that, which, again, you may think sounds good, but if everything is a quick exchange, you are literally in no way, shape, or form any different than anyone else. Everyone else is kind of having that same mindset, and it levels the playing field out in a weird way, which is they become hyper aware of your position, which is very, very annoying. Like if you guys are positional players, like I'm sure you feel me, but yeah, people, whenever you don't have a mini map, and you can even kind of see this if you play core and you pop a counter UAV and stuff and they don't shoot it down. People get confused. Like they get confused about certain aspects, but they get super aware about their positioning, about, you know, like, oh, maybe there's a guy coming around this corner. They just become super, super careful, which makes sense, right? Because you don't have the mini map, you don't have that crutch to say, okay, this guy's coming up this way because I have a UAV there, or oh, he doesn't have a silenced weapon. One of the big trade-offs, and therefore I can see him on the mini map whenever he fires his gun. Having that gone changes the way people play, and for better or for worse, I think it's its own thing. You know, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of this, right? But I think that there is some interesting things to take away from it. Like right now, if I were to go play core, one thing I will do a lot better is I will be a little bit more. I will think a bit more about how I want to approach certain routes. Routes become incredibly important. Because if you take a bad route like I just did, you know, I just kind of ran up. Oh, it was so close. But if you take a bad route, you basically are ruined. And your routing and your kind of general approach, and forgive me for this guy's language, but your general strategy actually matters a lot more from hardcore. So when we play standard, it does kind of adjust your gameplay. So if you are a positional player, it can actually help you after you switch back. During your hardcore experience, it's pretty bad. Like you can tell right now, I'm struggling pretty hard. I think I'm gonna have to replace that streak with literally anything else. Yeah, the only thing is that you do get really streaky in this, which is pretty nice, but yeah, we'll see. And I'm actually thinking to myself that the Scorpion is not the best choice. The TAC 45, I could honestly see how that could be an amazing pick. So I think I'm going to actually go ahead and do that, because this gun has a high damage bit. I think it's just high enough that it's basically a 2 shot to the body and then 1 shot to the head, obviously. So I think I'm going to try to roll with that TAC 45, which is still named B23R Naked. But yeah, it's something really cool. It's something very, very interesting. I absolutely find it fascinating. And again, this I think will help me for Advanced Warfare, which we're less than a month away from. Hype! I know that Kenny and Preston are both super psyched for this game, Advanced Warfare, because, you know, as much as we love Black Ops 2, it's a game that we've played for 2 years now. And those guys have been on, like, they've been playing it a lot, right? They've crushed tons of hours into it. They've kind of seen the spectrum of what the game has to offer, and they have a deep understanding of the mechanics and stuff. So it's pretty cool that we're going to be able to hopefully transition into a new game, brand new group, and of course the population is going to be up, which is a huge deal, because having the PC community kind of storm back is going to be, oh god, not enough bullets. Whew. Thank you, teammates, or whatever it was that just saved my booty. Oh, that was kind of spooky. Oh no! But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I would be very surprised if this weren't the case. But I know that definitely for me, I am super psyched about it, and I'm fairly sure that Preston and Kenny will also agree with me, and that is something that we are all looking forward to, because it's a game that's been a long time coming, right? Because Ghost was kind of like that letdown, and we are very, very excited to have a new game on the radar. But oof, it's so weird, because I feel like I'm a complete noob, and I feel like I'm almost playing like a different game entirely. This is very strange. Like, the mechanics of like moving around and stuff are obviously the same, but it's just so strange. Not having that HUD, it just weirds me out. I'm a very like, no! Oh, why did I take so long to pull? Ooh, there's a lot of them out there. Oh, I had a good headshot just lined up and I just squandered it. Honestly, just wasted it. Alright. Alright, we got a good headshot. Nice. Oh no! And another thing that is really annoying about hardcore, although that I could see how it would improve you vastly as a player, like not even exaggerating, like seriously would be a huge deal, is that you see how these people move up very slowly? The action, it's in some ways it's faster, right? Like right there, I just get instantly dropped. But one, ooh, hunter killer. That was the weirdest hunter killer flight path I've ever seen in my life. But the one thing that is pretty neato is that the campers, they choose spots and then they engage really quickly. And so you kind of become better, I think, against campers as well. Now, wow, our team is getting slaughtered. Like, we are just getting brought to the knife. Oh, that is just... oh, man, that is just bad news burrs. But, I don't know. I think that there's definitely some things that we can learn from playing different modes. And, you know, like kind of like how in Hardpoint, you know, you kind of get a very different feel about how to play in congested situations. I think that there's definitely some upsides to playing in... I got killed by a teammate. So you can absolutely kill a teammate. Teammate just killed me. Weird. Okay. Strange. But anyways, it is something that I think is ooh, sentry gun. Really? Someone went on a tear apparently. And man, we're just getting slaughtered. But yeah, hopefully this will translate into some good things. Hopefully I will be able to pick up the lessons I think I will be able to pick up and more, because that would be absolutely excellent, because it would be a darn shame if I played this and things still were pretty rough for me, which honestly might happen because I am just getting absolutely booty spanked right now. Oh man. And these guys are on point. Hardcore, I will say this, the hardcore community is a hardcore community, right? These guys do not drift away from their game modes too often, it seems like, because they are like, it's just a very specialized skill. You know, they are specialists in this kind of game mode. And really, oh, I wish I could have seen that kill cam. He stuck me from like halfway across the map. That's ludicrous. Just, wow, that was an amazing throw. All right. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. And if you guys do enjoy it, be sure to let me know, because it is something that, you know, outside of this week, maybe it will be something that I want to keep on doing a little bit more. Maybe not. I'm not a huge fan of how strong camping is in this, so we might have to think of, yeah, we might have to adjust our strategy a bit here. But these will probably end up being a shorter kind of episode per, and I don't know, hopefully it keeps it kind of fast paced. It keeps it a little bit more interesting. I should probably run cold-blooded, but hopefully by the end of this week I will be pretty decent at hardcore, but it will be a slow ramp up to that. But hopefully you guys get a kick out of it. I think I'm gonna get a kick out of it. You know, I'm a little bit salty right now. I'm kind of like, oh man, that's a real bummer, but it's still something that I find very interesting. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below. Of course, comment and tell me like what you think about the hardcore thing. If you think that's something that I should keep in the mix, especially going into Advanced Warfare. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't get rid of that game mode or this kind of game type. Hardcore has always been like a huge part of COD. And then of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy first-person shooter content. You know, all that adrenaline pumping, cool stuff. And actually, another thing to leave in the comment section down below would be stuff that you kind of want to see from me in terms of this stuff. Now, I know I ask you guys' opinions a lot, and I try to incorporate them. Certain things like getting a gun to gold and all that stuff, it's not really practical, but yeah, we'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao for now.